Hey, what's up? I want to talk to you a little bit about the modifiable aerial unit problem, or what's called MAUP. A lot of jargon there, but let me break it down for you because we're going to talk about choropleth maps and we're going to make choropleth maps. So what I want to do is just tell you about the potential problems with choropleth maps and certainly the modifiable aerial unit problem, MAUP, is one of those problems. Take a look straight from Wikipedia. Look at region set A and B, right? We have an illness event. That's a fancy way. Let's just say it's a COVID case, right? So there's 3 addresses and there's 2 types of COVID. There's the 0 COVIDs and there's the 1 COVID. Okay, so they're 2 different types, right? And we see if we draw that circle and it's like region A and region B, or maybe it's like a state or a county or a community or a catchment area for a hospital. You see, if we draw it one way, we get something that looks very different. So like 0, right, represents no COVID cases, and 1 represents a COVID case, right? And in the first area, right, we have an illness rate of 50%, right? Because 1 that's half. And outside of it, you see right here, it's 1. You get 0 here and 50% here. But what they're saying is this guy right here, right? Same geographic position, but the problem is that depending on how we draw the boundaries on the map, let's say if you use states versus counties or communities versus zip codes, right? If we use different areas to make our maps, there can be an area where here, this area has a 50% illness rate. Oh no, I'm in the 50% illness rate. Oh no. Or here, we're in the 0% just because of the way we drew the map. And this goes back to the point with the choropleth map, we can trick people. So like, for example, like, let's get a COVID map up here. Everyone, I mean, it's dangerous. It's a real thing. I'm not like saying we should be wearing masks, etc. Definitely not going there. But when we look at a COVID map and everyone says, well, the state, in Pennsylvania, the rates are going up. It's like, where in Pennsylvania? Is it more focused in one place or another? Do we get a color on the map that's dark and threatening because the whole state is like that? Or it's just because we've aggregated data to the state? And if we draw the boundaries differently, then maybe it would look different. Yeah. So here is like a COVID map right here. Close this up. This is the world. But the idea here is that if we redrew the lines here, let's say we put Canada in with the United States, right? What if we did that? Then it would look like Canada has a lot more cases. Or with Mexico, if we put it in with the United States, it would look like that as well. But maybe if we cut the United States, we cut this area down here, Florida, Texas, and California out, the United States would look very different. So you see what I'm saying? Depending on where we draw the lines, this gets a darker color. This is traditional with choropleth maps, right? Darker color means more value, more COVID cases. And the question here is that for us is to, when we see a choropleth map and we see those colors, we ask the question, if we redrew the boundaries, would they look different, right? Because clustered in here are actually individual COVID cases, and depending on how we decide to create the map, it can tell a very different story about the geographic area. And because it's all fear, our idea is like, oh no, am I in a vulnerable position? Are you or are you not? The map does not tell the whole truth, it tells a partial truth.